about the stream here. And it's going to be Snoke Data Vault versus Bossk ECL. Two interesting decks that are like right on the edge of being competitive, I think. Jarol's Snoke deck is actually really good. He took it to the top 8 last season. And there we go. Okay. It looks like we're having some internet difficulties. Okay, if I close all of these. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the internet stuff. This is weird. Usually we... Okay, there we go. I think we stopped dropping frames for the moment. So that's a good sign. All right. So Jarol's Snoke deck is pretty aggressive. He's got a lot of cheap units, and then also some really good mono green top end, and also of course a lot of ramp with all of that green stuff in there. And on Dux's side, he's got Bossk ECL, which is like been a thing for a while. I think Dux is thinking about like going ECL Dengar. No, he's not going to do it. But okay, bit out of sequence here. Maybe he's not planning to play Dengar, because if you're going to, I'd imagine he would have done it already. Playing bounties on Salacious is kind of rough, because Salacious can, of course, just bounce himself and clear all the bounties. All right. Arm to the teeth is interesting. So looks like Dux does have the capability to really push the damage here. Still thinking about his resource here. I mean, I would lean towards just dropping the arm to the teeth. Maybe like Ego Maul, because he's not going to come out for a while, but I don't know. I would want to keep MC30 in hand because of ECL. Jarol is running a lot of space units, so. All right. Oh, so Bossk is going to be used here. It looks like he actually forgot his Bossk trigger. Oh, no, he took initiative, so he didn't forget the trigger. He just took initiative. Second experience token comes out onto the Salacious. Here's the Dengar. Salacious can just like eat the Dengar. So Salacious eats the Dengar, still retains 2 health left. But this way he's not taking any damage from a potential bounty played onto the Salacious. And this puts Dux in a position where his only play here would why bounty crumb? I mean, it was the only unit. He didn't really have another play. So, I mean, it doesn't feel great. But I mean, he's in a position where his other play, yeah, it looks like he's just taking initiative here, hoping to draw either a unit that can ambush into the Salacious or into like a piece removal for it. Super Laser picked up. That does do it, right? Yeah. 5 health left, so we can go ECL Super Laser. Kill the Crumb and actually get this bounty up before the Crumb has a chance to bounce itself. And then he retains the ability to play Price in Your Head this turn also. And yep, Dux is just going to slam it. I probably would just pull the Fang Fighter here. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it is lagging. I'm trying to do everything I can, but there's just not much I can do. I think we've got a couple people trying to use internet over here. And all right, Enterprising Lackey's coming down. That's an interesting double trigger this Price on Your Head if he decides to take that line. So yeah, Jarol's just going to go to base with the TIE Fighter there. All right, so Jarol it looks like is not going to take the line I was talking about of double triggering the Price in Your Head. Is he even going to play it? He's actually just not going to play it. I'm kind of surprised there. Point. Which, I mean, with this hand, he's kind of right. He doesn't need to. And he wants to just use the card as a resource here and keep other things. So it's an understandable play. Oh, let me hide the overlay here so you guys can see Jarol's hand. He's going to drop Craving Power, and that's going to kill the Bossk. It just hit into the lackeys there. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to fix some of the stream lagging issues. Yeah, I don't know. All right. So it looks like the Raider killed the TIE Fighter. And then Maul's going to come in and kill the lackeys. Lackeys is going to replenish itself. But this is the Snoke flip turn. And it looks like Dux doesn't have anything to deal with it. So he's going to be taking 5 here. Actually, he's going to be taking 7. And he's thinking about the second thing to do with his command. He could just blast the raider if he wanted. Oh no, it looks like he's going to bounce a crumb. So he has like another thing to do. It wants me to change the keyframe frequency. Is there any way to... How do I... All right, so it looks like Jarol's going to take game 1 here. Yeah, I think there's not much I can do. Okay. Jarol's up 1. Let me see if I can pull up. Deck lists. They are linked in the description on Substack if you want to take a look at them. All right, so here is Jarol's Snoke deck. He's got 2 confiscates in the main. Imagine we might bring in the third one, try and deal with some of those bounties. Fell the Dragon, potentially to deal with some of the threats that the Bossk can present. Maybe like Palp's Returns. But I don't know. He was able to win that first one pretty quick because there was just nothing to answer that Snoke. On Dux's side, I mean, he's got... This is like a fairly low to the ground list, it looks like. Running lots of 1-drops. Decent amount of the bounties. Not actually maxing out on ramp, just 2 copies of Price in Your Head, 3 copies of Super Laser Tech. And, you know, maxing out at the 8-cost Devastator. He can just drop that massive Snoke, and there's not a whole lot that the decks can do about it, unless he really has a board established. Jarol's actually going to use the Snoke here, which is going to give Dux a chance to claim here and get a hit off with the Stormtrooper. All right, yep, just 3 to base there. And the Crumb is going to eat the Ducks again at just playing this Fang Fighter to kill the 1 experience. Not bad here. Yeah, why not? It's another unit that demands an answer. Jarol gonna play out a super laser here, and Dux just takes initiative. Super laser here with the ECL still alive. Thinking about just resourcing the super laser here. No, goes for resources the Ruthless Raider. All right. So Dux, I mean, he's got to get value out of that Death Star before it dies. Jarol's got 2 ways of killing it. He can go either super laser or Salacious into it. He's going to go super laser into it, which now gives Dux the opportunity to ECL his own super laser to kill the Salacious before much can be done with it. Yep, so that's going to happen. A Bossk clip. Looks like timely reinforcements for Jarol. Kind of wimpy. Just 2 X-Wings. They do have Sentinel this turn, so they're going to block off the damage from that fake fighter. All right, here comes the Bossk. And going to be joined by an arm to the teeth. That doesn't give health, does it? Right? Yeah. Just +2. But it does set up an interesting position for Dux in that he can go next turn when the Snoke flips, he can go power or creating power on the Bossk to kill the Snoke. And making what I think is a smart decision in not crashing into one of those X-Wings. Just keeping his Fang Fighter alive. So now Jarol's going into 6 resources. And this is his big Snoke flip turn. Looking at the rest of his hand, gonna resource to fell the dragon here. I mean, if the Devastator comes down next turn, he's gonna regret that. But I mean, he has other ways of dealing with it. So it looks like okay, he's just gonna not try to waste any time, just flip the Snoke, and then Dux is he's just gonna drop it. No point in wasting any time. Get that Snoke off the board. He's got the Gamorrean Retainer. An Eager Escort and a Gamorrean Retainer, which is looks like 2 bounties picked up here. This is now the Devastator turn for Dux, right? Oh no, I think he's actually 1 shy. He's on 6, not 7. If you know what I mean. So next turn he can go for Devastator. This turn he's pretty much gonna have to just crash into that Gamorrean. Get it off the board. Maybe he can play one of these bounties if he wants. I mean, getting a double trigger off of the quarry here seems pretty good. So yep, he is just gonna drop the quarry. On Jarol's side, he's also on 7. He's got a barrage here, which is looking real nice. If he goes like barrage on eager escort, he can take out the Bossk on when it attacks the retainer. Right? I mean, yeah, because I mean they're defeated at the same time. Yeah. So the first one's gonna pull out Guavian. Second one gonna pull out Knight of Ren here. I put 6 damage on the board. Coupled with the Devastator in hand. Is 10 total. Do you have anything to smuggle? Can't remember if he does. Oh, he's got the Gunslinger here. It does an extra damage and puts 2 more on board. Jarol is going to start running up the score here. Swinging in with those space units. And then next turn, Jarol is going to be able to play a Reinforcement Walker, which could be a big deal. Ruthless Raider and Craving Power picked up here. Both of those are pretty strong in this situation. I wonder what Dux is going to decide to resource. Because he could keep what he has and then go for either Raider or Craving. Or he could resource, put Devastator online, and then go resource Craving. Yeah. I think right now he's probably thinking of how to close that gap quick. All right, yep. So 4 to base there from the Knight of Ren. The Vane is going to kill the Gunslinger. 2 more to base from... Let's see. Oh, this should take damage from Gunslinger. All right. Well, okay, actually, he's not going to do that. He's going to clear those space units, which I think is actually right to do. At least kill the Eager Escort. Walker. Yep, so that's going to happen. Let's see. Dux is still close. He picked up a Maul this turn, and he still has that Raider. You can get 4 off here with a Knight of Ren attack, which brings Jarol to 29. And from that point, like Maul over Vane is lethal. He is likely gonna have to take an attack from the walker, which is would bring Jarol down to 26. Okay, so he's gonna use Maul here. Which I actually kind of like. It presents all the units at once. So Jarol is forced to clear one of these units. But what playing the Maul does here is it means... Oh, I think Jarol might have just misplayed there fatally. Because now Dux can just claim hit for game with Maul. Does he see it? I mean, he's like thinking, is there anything else I need to be playing around? Might be just, trying to remember that deck list. Yeah, no, he's just going to take initiative, and it looks like we're going to game 3. But the thing is, even if that walker had gone for the Maul, Nidoran plus Squavian would still be lethal. So great job, Dux, finding the line that gets him there. Let me see if I can get a bracket up for you guys. That is last season's bracket. That is this season's bracket. So we had Dooku and Little Floppo play last night. I'm not actually sure who won yet. I'll have to go look at that stream. But it was done by Wei Yun. So shout out to him for covering that one. It is on this channel though. And back on the Hantu Blue, like Kane on Vader Target Town, which I'm interested to see in action. All right. Game 3. Vane is a 2-drop, right? Let me pull that up just to make sure. He is indeed a 2-drop. So he will be coming down here. Dux, looks like his only play is the Guava here. So he's just going to drop it. Doesn't die to Vane quite yet. With an experience token, he would. But like, yeah, Jarol's handy might not even go for that line because he's got the resupply here. He is an official if Jarol decides to go for the Royal Guard. Dux does have the Super Laser Tech in hand, but Jarol's got initiative here, and he's looking at that side of his hand, trying to figure out if he wants to go resupply or guard. Remember the Guava does have Saboteur, I believe, so I think going for the guard. I mean, there's advantages to getting the unit down, but oh, yeah, looks like he's just gonna start by girdling a bit, swing into the Guava with the Vane. It can be given an experience to. And so, yeah, I mean, that pretty much forces Jarol's hand to go for the resupply. And lets the Guava get in for 2. All 3 games here, Dux has gone for ECL Super Laser. So Jarol with initiative here. He's got no board. Just going to run out of Salacious here. Guava gets him for 2. And I guess he just runs out a Royal Guard. So, I mean, while Jarol's board isn't, it's super impressive right now, he is going into flipping Snoke next turn. And then he'll have the Royal Guard Sentinel online and be in a pretty solid spot. He also does get to Snoke buff the Royal Guard here, but Barrage going to come down for Dux. Probably just... I mean, he has to use all 6 to kill the guard because of the experience. But oh, that's right. I'm thinking of Palpatine. Yeah, never mind. All right. In my head, it's just always a 3/5. So yeah, but yeah. No, normally it is a 3/4. So he does get to deal the damage to the Salacious here, and it looks like, yeah, the Bossk is just gonna run over the Salacious. Prevent Jarol from getting any kind of board presence. But Dux does have to remember that he does have an 8 HP natural disadvantage here. Because of the Data Vault versus ECL. Jarol thinking about his resources here. He's got a Gladiator Star Destroyer. That's not a name I've heard in a long time. Let's see if we can pull it up. That was a thing that I think was maybe run in like a few decks in set 1. Oh, it looks like it's gonna get researched here. But it was like we were playing it in in the decks that existed before the start of the game. But I think after that point, it sort of went away. All right, Barrage is going to come down here. And that actually, yeah, it does kill both of them. And Jarol gets to draw a card off the Guava. Jarol drops a Ruthless Raider, but he's going to take, what, 4, 5, 6, 7 here? So now let's see if this is, I mean, can Dux deal with this Snoke? He's got he's got a way to do it over a couple of turns. Cause he go Barrage here, and then like Devastator next turn, and that does it, right? I mean 10 damage has to do it. Cause what, he's 8 health, -2, so 6 left. Oh wait, is actually, I think, wait, yeah, no, Barrage actually does just clear him now. He doesn't even need to do the Devastator thing because the 2 damage from the Raider. And that is that's real good news for Dux. I'm doing my math right? 7 normally plus 1 is 8. -2, 6 left. So yeah. There it goes. And so game 1, Dux lost because he didn't have any way to deal with that Snoke. Game 2, he won because he dealt with it right away. And game 3, he took 1 hit, but he did manage to get rid of it. Here comes the Maul. And then the Raider just gets in for 6. And Dux, I guess, yeah, just why not? Just drop a little Death Star Stormtrooper there. So now Devastator's going to be live for Dux, and Reinforcement Walker is going to be live for Jarol. Two players are actually equal in terms of remaining health, given the difference in the starting HP. And they actually have, once that barrage goes away, the same amount of damage on board in terms of attack. So this is actually a pretty tight game at the moment. This barrage is going to perhaps make it somewhat less tight. So barrage is just going to clear it here. And then Devastator coming in. Going to put, yeah, it looks like put all 4 of it on the Maul here. Perhaps a bit of a misplay. Doesn't realize that Snoke can give it an experience here, which is going to keep it alive. I mean, that's pretty rough. So he's going to take 10 this turn. Draw something. Oh, he drew the barrage. Let's go. That's like the one thing that does it. All right. First rule of card games. Always have it. That is an incredible draw for Dux there. So now he can go and just clear this board. And he's got 11 attack on board, which is not quite lethal. But, man, that's a major swing. Top deck of the century here. Yeah, so she's just going to go, boom, clear that board. Jarol does get down a reinforcement walker. And heals 3. Quite present lethal, but with either command or craving power that we know Jarol has in his hand. Does get there. So Dux, yeah, is going to go in for 11. And then Dux can also drop another little unit here. And it's going to be that Toro. Hot shot picked up. Ooh, if he can stick a hot shot under the Toro, reset it with... The Guava is a bounty hunter, right? Actually, no, it isn't. So he actually can't reset the Toro there. All right, here's Craving. I don't think Dux has anything else that deals with the reinforcement walker. Yeah, that's it. But man, that was an incredible like finish. It was just like, you know, they're at a spot where they're even. It goes barrage, craving power, and that's it. All right. So congratulations to Jarol for taking it in 3. And Dux is saying in chat that he wished he would have attacked base with that Bossk instead of hitting the crumb, which, yeah, I mean, that was probably the wrong move there. So congrats, Jarol, for taking it down. Congrats, Dux, for making it this far into the top 8. Jarol, we'll see who he ends up playing in top 4. We actually don't know yet. But thanks for tuning in, and remember to always take the initiative.